body was made of earth and the spirit from God. This is the reason why we read in Ecclesiastes 12:7, then shall the dust return to the earth, that's a body part, and the spirit shall return to God who gave it. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return to God who gave it. Of course, return to God. God has prepared two places for the soul to be. If it reaches there back in the right condition, it will rest with Him in heaven. If not, for eternity it will rest in hell. But there is the reality of heaven and hell. The soul cannot be destroyed. Soul cannot be destroyed. In the Hindu theology, if there is a theology, Panchabhuta joining the Panchabhuta, that's why they cremate. They see man is only 5 elements. When it is burned, the 5 elements go back, join, nothing. Where is man? Cease to exist. We cannot cremate man because we just cannot, The soul of man exists forever. Another reason why, of course, we don't cremate is because God has a plan for this body. It's a plan for this body. They have no plan. In their theology, no more plan for the body. But we have a plan. God has a plan. He is going to resurrect the body. Even if you cremate, He can resurrect. But the analogy is against the hope. Because He is saying, okay, has no plan. Get rid of it. No, we put them in a nice box with nice velvet clothes inside. Covered with the best clothes. A man is at his best when he is in the coffin. Even some people who never had a crown on their head, they have a crown even there. And so nicely, the hand that used and waved, challenged everybody now so meekly, abiding and all, our shoes on there, some people will put there, even some will put a tie on. So very nicely, not a grain of soil will go there, it's tightly closed. Nowadays, of course, coffins are so expensive. In the Western countries, they were already, $3,000, $5,000. Now, Chinese coffins are coming 15,000, 20,000 rupees. As one item never advertised, but now start advertising. Look how nice boxes you could be. But that's all goes with our hope, that. So the Bible uses the word sleeping. Lazarus is sleeping. Sleeping in the Lord, slept in the Lord. How can you take a person who is sleeping and burn him? It doesn't make so. We don't. Christians don't, because it's against our hope. In harmony with our hope, we needed to bury them. Interestingly, look all through the Bible, you can never see anybody buried in the soil just like that. It's always the tomb. Yes. I'm not saying that you cannot bury or anything, but in the Bible it is not there, It's always in a tomb. Because it's all, symbolic. It's all symbolic. A tomb is a place nicely built, built and everything. You keep the body there. And so people nowadays, even Christians, start cremating. Well, people ask me, what do you think about it? I say, I don't think very much high about it. Cremating. Yes. So the Bible says the dust shall return to the earth, and the spirit shall return to God who gave it. Our Lord told disciples and others who were listening to Him, said, don't be afraid of man who can kill only the body, but be afraid of God who can both destroy or kill your body and your soul in hell. There's no annihilation. It continues. So the biblical doctrine about man is created in a unique way. For an eternity he is created. It's a sin that Cain caused all these problems. And God didn't bring sin. Man did. That's the sad part of it. We'll talk about it a whole lot. But man was created in a unique way. Man was created bisexual, because we read he created the male and female. Male and female. In Genesis chapter 5, we read about man that he called them Adam. He called them Adam. Adam became a proper noun, a personal noun for the male man later, but when God created Adam was a generic name. It's a generic name. It was not a personal name. It is a species name. So Adam means mankind, more than man. Let us make mankind in our image. Let us make mankind male and female. So God made mankind male and female, and he called the mankind the name Anthropos, man. So that name is a generic name, it's a species name. Just like you say the cattle or cow, whatever is, But that later became taken for Adam. That was also given as a personal name, proper name. Yes. So God in the beginning was not making what we call, that personal man, Adam. Of course, that personal man, Adam, was made bisexual. It's only by surgically removed, you can almost say that, taken from Adam. God did not create a woman just like he created a man, took again soil and everything, and no. He has taken something from woman, from man and made her a woman and presented. And Adam was so intelligent at that time, he didn't say, now this is soil from the soil and breath of God from the nostrils. No. He said, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. Hey, it's my part of me, Amazing. How did he know that? He all woken up. Did God say that I'm going to do that? No. He put him to sleep. From the anesthesia he got out and he was brought in. Just a look and said that, boy or girl, you came out of me. It's not talking about compatibility, but it's more than compatibility. It's talking that God created a man bisexual, He was created male and female. So the word man could be used for woman also, because it's for mankind. Yes. Man does not live by bread alone. Does it mean that women live by bread alone? No, it's for the whole. It's for both. But the word woman cannot be used for the mankind, the species. The man, anthropos. There is another word, aner, for the male man. Anthropos could mean mankind, therefore it could represent everybody. Yes. When say man is a sinner, not saying that only the male man is sinner, women are not sinners. They are less sinners, I guess. Because they were kind of cheated. Bible says that she was, how does Paul say that? Beguiled. Adam knowingly ate. So he is a bigger sinner. When you knowingly do something, even Paul said, God forgive me because I have done it out of ignorance. Yes, ignorance is a fact that God sometimes forgives, but Adam was nothing ignorant. He knowingly, he wanted to do it, so he did it. That's why he said the man is a bigger sinner than woman. But she is more culpable for sin than man. Man has determined to sin. She can be pushed into sin. See that? You always have to watch for people who can be influenced for sin. When somebody cannot be influenced, but if they do it knowingly, they are more dangerous. But then, they won't fall into it by accident. So there's a difference between. So all salesmen usually approach women for selling their merchandise. And you can see that people who sell from home to home, after the man goes to office, they will bring the vessels and the burden and the cloth and everything, and they will buy and buy and buy. And this is happening everywhere because they can be influenced. That's part of the creative design, I think. A man was created male and female, yes. So the idea of a man is incomplete without man and woman. The two together constitute the human species or the humankind. A solitary male or a solitary female cannot propagate the human species. The two have to come together. Poet Milton said, two great sexes animate the whole world. Two great sexes, that is about Adam and Eve, in his paradise lost. Two great sexes animate the whole world. Well, that's how true it is. Angels were created sexless, we know that. They have gender, but they don't have sex. General, they are all masculine. Even God in gender is masculine. We never read about a she-god or it god. Some Bibles have now the popular versions now have it for God. It loves the world. Because they don't want a masculine God or a feminine God, because they fight, men and women, at home. And devotion day, husband and wife will fight, If it is he loud, she said, no, I don't want that God. And if it's she, then he says, I don't need that God. So they say, okay, let's settle for a it God. Man, anyway, he is a sinner, so. So angels were sexless. In gender they were masculine, but they were sexless. Unlike mankind, the angels do not have a species. Angels are not a species. A species comes only when it can multiply. God said that each bring after its own kind of species. You cannot have a species. If every item is individually made, then it cannot be a species. So man is a species. Is a kind, because man, woman, from them the whole humanity. But angels were not created like that. For that reason, the number of angels do not increase or decrease. They do not increase because they are not created. They are not procreated. Why they don't decrease? Because they have no death. They have no death, so they remain the same. Whatever is created is there. But man, he increases and he decreases. Yes. Sometimes the population increases. After Second World War, the population went down. And immediately, all the male people were killed in the Second World War. It's very interesting. In the army. Every child who was born after the Second World War, especially in Germany and Italy and all those places, every child was male. God replaced the male population so that the balance will be there. This is something that, something that puzzles anthropologists. How can immediately after the war all the children were male children? That's, in Europe. Because the male population was wiped out. There are plenty of women, they cannot find husbands. Of course, if you ask, are all those older women going to marry these? But that's not the point. All over the world, there was a female population always higher. The World War reduced the male population, so God replaced it. Even take any country, the ratio between the male and female is not drastically different. For every 100, maybe 98, that sort of a difference. That's only the difference. So God always, then God has a control. We sometimes wonder, we have more, female girls and this and that. But God somehow is controlling it. It's controlling. It's amazing. So male, female, that together makes, but angels don't have females, they have only males, And now, I'm not saying they are male sex, male gender, They are a corporate body, they are not a species. They don't even have a common character, I think. Common character can come only when a species, one is born from the other one because the genes carried over. When there are no genes, do angels have a gene? It's a good question. Or their character is given. You be an angel with this and this and this character, God said. Made him like that. And another angel said, you be like this, smiling person always, a good angel. But you always smile and gracious. And you always frown and angry and cruel. That's sort of, I don't know, But they don't have a common character. So we have different ones. We have the cherubims and the seraphs, and we have the dominions and the principalities and the powers. We have the demons and the archangels and good angels, bad angels. We have all kinds of angels. I don't know what two angels will be talking each other. They won't be talking about them because they have very little things, They will be talking about their Creator, and they will be talking about us. See, the angels are deeply interested in human beings because humanity is a puzzle for them. Created in the image of God, they marry, they procreate, they do this, they do that, and they say that we created in God's image too. We don't have any of these privileges. Of course they eat, that. We know that they need food because don't we read that man has eaten the food of the angels? What psalm? One of the psalms say that they have eaten the manna, that's food of the angels. So they must be eating. Not for survival, I know, but for fun, I guess, or fellowship. Food is an essential part. Even God is interested in food, right? Anytime God came down, man offered food and God ate it. Yes. Even meat and everything. Was God vegetarian? I very seldom think. Because anytime we read about God giving them, He gave them the quails and He gave them this and He gave them that. And Jesus, whenever He gave food, there was some, fish, loaves and all that. Never gave pure vegetarian food. I'm not talking about vegetarian food, we all eat non-veg. Veg is good and I'm not saying it is not good. But seems like there must be some reason for it. Yeah, some people say that, Indians especially say that, vegetarian is the ideal. I said, then God must have done a mistake. Yeah. He gave the Jewish people, especially the chosen classes are the Levites, right? The priestly class. What were they eating all day? Yeah, a good part of the sacrifices. They were given the main part all day. How many animals were sacrificed? Boy, they get a part of them all. So they were having, every child was having a leg, I guess, of a bull. And that's what we read there, like Abraham, what did he do? 3 people came, and he placed the whole animal before them. He said, eat. Samuel was going to anoint Saul, he specially ordered the cook that you reserve the hind leg for him. Then said, he said, bring that choice portion that I said. That he brought the whole leg placed before Saul and said, eat it. How could he eat the whole thing? I never could understand. You cannot eat even a chicken, the whole thing. But apparently, that's the way it was. If there is a feast in heaven, what will be the menu? What will be the menu? I don't know. Manna, yeah. Manna alone will not be there, there will be something else. Yeah, manna put or something. Manna bhajia. I don't know what God will make, but I know fish will be there, because even in the new heavens we read, where the water goes, fish will multiply. In Eden there were fish, 4 rivers. Man was never allowed to eat fish. Animals were allowed to eat. You can eat meat. Concerning fish, never permission was given. It was never asked to kill a fish and bleed it. No restrictions. So I believe that man ate fish from the beginning. And even why should fish multiply even the new heaven and new earth? And interestingly, fish is not a creature that lives for hundreds of years, you know. So God must have a purpose. Anyway, that's not our, you know. Angels don't have many of the privileges we have, because it is not a species. That's what I meant to say. You know, they are a corporate body, but they are not a species. But man is created wonderfully. Man's body, how uniquely designed and created. We are the only creatures who got back pain. Anything that walks on the floor don't have back pain. You know, a cow did never have a buffalo never has, horse never have back pain. You know, people sit on it. Elephants don't have back pain. This standing straight, you know, and this place with all the vertebrae, the lumbar region, this upper region and all those regions, yes. So the body of man is uniquely created. It is of a different nature and substance from the soul, you know. Soul is made of immaterial thing. This is made of material thing. God formed man of the dust of the ground. Genesis 2:7, of the dust of the ground. You know, was there anything unique about the ground, the dust that God has taken? It said that man contains basically every element that is in the soil. Yes, every element. There is iron and calcium and magnesium and phosphorus and gold and everything in man. So the soil that God has taken, I mean, everything was there, even gold was there. Amazing, isn't it? Yes. Man was taken from the soil and God made a beautiful body. How tall was Adam when God made it, the ideal man? I don't know. Anyway, he was above 6 feet, must be. How tall was Eve? Taller than Adam? Or shorter than Adam? I mean, today every man wants wife to be shorter. I don't know why. Shorter than man. Yes. Why can't you have longer, women little longer than man? Does anywhere says in the Bible man has to be longer? But nobody will say anything if a 7 feet man marry even a 4 feet, you know. Actually, I have a friend, whose son, whose daughter is only just little above 4.5 maybe. Maybe 4.6 or 4.8 maybe maximum. She's not 5, she's very short. And married to a 6 feet 4 inch man, or 5 inch. Very godly couple. Very ideal couple. But people don't say anything, but suppose the reverse. Yeah. Well, this is all man-made things. Definitely. Of course, people say that how long you can stretch a bone. Earth you can just, mud you can take more mud and make it longer and longer. But bone is a part of the body that grows, A short person could be now made longer by, Russians have invented a surgery where you cut the bone Leave the gap and the bone grow. Then again cut 2-inch gap, then the gap grows and become one. So they can, make man grow tall, make it low. Only bone grows. Meat only adds weight and all that. So if the woman is taller, what's wrong? I don't see any wrong. Of course, my wife is almost a feet shorter than me. Nothing wrong. But if she was a foot longer, everybody would have looked. Nothing wrong, I guess. Anyway, God made man's physical body with the material, with earth taken from the soil taken from the earth. It contains everything. The fact that it contains everything tells me that soil from wherever it was taken was a kind of a typical soil, You take soil here, it may not contain any gold at all, probably. In phosphorus, it may not have. Magnesium, it may not have. I don't know what it has. Some chemicals will be there. In Kerala, there is very little iron, I know that. No iron ore is there very much. Maybe a little bit in some areas. But Adam's body or man's body contained everything. And then the spirit of man was breathed into it. God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. Nefesh haya. A breath that has life, which is called the soul of life. We'll talk more about it after the break.
We'll take a break. First can pray and commit this time.